I get to make sure you're pushing all the buttons too. My name is Hal Jacobs, and I'm a documentary filmmaker or video journalist, depending on your definition. My most recent film is dealing with the Northside Tavern, which is where we're at right now. It's a story about Ellen Webb and how she took over her father's little pool hall tavern, and she reached out to a young musician named Mudcat. And this guy was interested in traditional blues, and he knew a lot of the older blues musicians. So he's introduced them to this place. They started playing here regularly, and other people gravitated toward this place. I started making short videos at Emory, actually. When YouTube was becoming more popular, they asked me to make videos about students and faculty. And I did that for about 6 years and did hundreds of videos, and then started going off on my own and doing stories about people who I just found interesting. Self-taught, no film school. I decided to do this film because I was looking for a story about somebody who gave a lot to the community and wasn't recognized for it. And I had come to this Northside Tavern back in the 90s when it was just such an exciting place to be. The musicians there were phenomenal, and it had this energy and vibe that I never saw anywhere else. And I remember during the pandemic driving by and just sort of thinking, God, what it would be like if it wasn't still here. So it made me appreciate it even more. And the deeper I got into the stories, I just fell in love with the characters, the musicians who played here and really called this place home. Some of them went on to become pretty well-known musicians. I had made 2 other full-length documentaries, and they were both about people from Georgia. They both happened to be women, and they both were talking the talk, walking the walk with their lives. One was Sarah Higginbotham from Oxford College and the prison program that she started. Another was a writer, activist, Lillian Smith, who spoke out against segregation and white supremacy. And so here's a story about a woman bringing musicians together and benefiting the community. She died in 2017, so for 25 years, she kept this place intact when everything was developing around it, and she could have sold it for millions and could have left it all behind, but it was just too valuable for her. So to me, it was like, that's where I'm going to spend the next 2 years. And now another year of distributing it. We're going to have our screening in December, and next year we'll be devoted to getting it out to film festivals and eventually broadcast TV, we hope. The next film that I'm working on right now is civil rights stories set in 1964. I grew up in a neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida, and 4 blocks over, the Klan bombed the house of somebody my age who was black and who was trying to attend the local white elementary school. I had never heard about this bombing until 2 years ago. Nobody ever talked about it, and so that's another part of the story that I want to investigate. How did we live in this small community and not have any contact with each other? How did I not know about this? And I want to tell that story. All right, 2 minutes is up. Okay, good. I know. How long was that?
That was 8 minutes.
Okay, it felt like 20.